Roll with some college hoops. Ramon, what's happening?
Yeah, college hoops for me here. A little bit of baseball, but also Champions League soccer in action right now. Another match day going on. A couple of games going on in the Champions League today too.
That's right. Sports everywhere today. All over the place. A lot of conference tournaments tonight. We're excited for this. Ramon's going to be looking at one tonight. This, hopefully, I wonder if you were up late for this there at Montana State game. That was something. I think that was the last one to sign off. Montana State here facing Northern Arizona here. Montana State here favored in this one, total 134 and a half.
Yeah, Tony, I got you on that one. It actually was the the Utah Tech SFA game went even later, but doesn't matter because the problem here is probably going to be for these guys just waking up talking about how late that game went last night in the Big Sky. You figure it went, I don't know, it was definitely past 11 o'clock local time. So maybe tired legs, I don't know. And how do you think? Sometimes tired legs affect the jump shots, it affects offense. I guess it's just a matter of philosophy here in this one. So I'm going to look for this game to maybe to go over here tonight, go a little against my usual plays, maybe NAU and Montana State. I've been talking about NAU for the last couple of days, probably since the first game they won. So a little bit of a roll here for the Lumberjacks. They entered the tournament just 9-22. They're 12-22 now. They could be that team if they win this game tonight. They would be the team entering the tournament with a 13-22 record here in the championship game of the Big Sky. NAU's won 5 of their last 6. They're playing 3 and 4 nights here. They're playing one extra game than Montana State in this one from their play-in game, or first round game of the tournament. They've gone over in 5 straight, over in 8 of 10, a team that kind of, has had some struggles certainly throughout the season scoring that really has limited their results as far as going over the total, but they scored 83 against the Montana Grizzlies last night. They scored 81 in that upset of Eastern Washington, and they scored 87 against Idaho. Hey, have no fear. They're allowing more than 80 points a game in this 5 game span. So, for me, I don't know. Tired legs may be the call, but when you're a weak team, I think that just means you're more apt maybe to give it up, especially to a team like Montana State that has strong inside players. And NAU, their defensive weaknesses appear to be on the inside. Montana State comes in with a pretty good run of themselves. I mean, they've been a good team all season. They've won 7 straight, 12 of their last 13, 16 of their last 18. They've gone over in 5 of their last 7 games off of a straight up win, and 5-2 to the over in neutral site games. Montana State, they needed those 2 overtimes last night. They did look gassed, I will say
Yeah.
that. At the conclusion of that game, they won it 60-58 in the win over Weber State. Weber, they had some chances down the stretch, and they actually didn't have good shot selection at all. But one guy who never met a shot he didn't like is Raekwon Battle of Montana State. This guy shoots just about as much as anybody in the country. So you do have to focus on him, and that kind of frees it up sometimes when Battle's hot. He only had 17 points last night. I guess that's pretty good considering 60 points, nearly a third of the points. But you got Balo and Ozabor, the inside duo from England. They combined for 30 points in their first meeting against NAU, the big men inside. So, not always needing strong legs when you're the inside guys that might have an advantage. So maybe they run the in and out game there with those guys, Balo and Ozabor. They also got Darius Brown, pretty good player offensively for Montana State. NAU, no doubt, they're led by Jalen Cohn, 28 points last night in the win. He averages 17 points per game. Nick Mann, Xavier Fuller also playing well right now for NAU. So maybe I'm going against a big move here, Tony. This one opened as high as 138. Yeah, usually maybe I'm a steam guy. Ride those moves, and if you're out in front of it or still feel strong, but I got to tell you, Tony, as I've said the past 2 shows, So far in NCAA conference tournaments, fading the move has actually been the way to go, and it's been the way to go in a big fashion. And I'm going over tonight, 134.5 NAU and Montana State at the Big Sky final tonight in Boise.
All right, the final there from Ramon here with this game. We're seeing line movements coming down here. This is a live line right now we're getting from Vegas, and it just updated to 134.5. So as Ramon says, we're seeing a lot of steam coming here on this under. I understand the move here, Ramon. I think you probably would too.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pull up, get me in here. When you look at the box score from last night, I think a lot of the folks, what they do now, the sharps, they're looking at box scores after these tournaments, looking for minutes. And boy, Brown and Bello went heavy last night. 49 minutes for Brown, 44 for Bello. Those were the two top offensive efficiency players here on the roster yesterday for Montana State. So they're two top guys going well over 40 last night.
They don't have a lot of options really on Montana State. So uh, I think that I'm not necessarily going to take the side here. NAU's been a special case in this one. Like I said, they're the team. The NCAA probably crossing their fingers. They don't have to worry if Montana State doesn't win. They're not going to be included. In the tournament, despite their strong record this season, they pretty much got to win this game. I don't think they're in. Obviously, if they don't win this game, they should win this game. It should end Cinderella's little run here. I don't know if it's not Cinderella if it's a conference tournament, is it? But they should own the advantage there tonight. You see the line just 7.5. That's a lot of respect, but the line has still gone up a bit to Montana State's favor. But some of these books, Tony, open the game 139, 139.5. That's a 5-point move. These moves aren't necessarily working out so far for the Sharps currently. There's a group of people that call it a type of player that will play against these moves, and they're having a great postseason just so far over the first 2 days, and I'm kind of backing that little trend right there. So NAU, great run. They could have enough momentum, I would think, to stay up in this game, considering Montana State's woes a little bit in that game. Obviously, both teams did play yesterday. NAU's got the 3-4. Montana State, meanwhile, has played just 3 games. This will be their third game at the tournament this week. So maybe tired legs, and I think that always is going to take a handicapper to the under. Quite frankly, that's the way they'll think. Tired legs, shots not falling, but I see Montana State as an inside team against a weak inside team. So I'm not calling necessarily for the bubble to burst against NAU. Maybe they can even get the money, but in a mismatch, I call it a mismatch anyway. It should be on paper. I think Montana State has more success offensively here than maybe they did against Weber last night. We're seeing some unders, no doubt about it, in a lot of different. Mostly, I would say, Tony, these unders are happening more in the mid majors than in the bigger conferences, but they were all mostly mid majors last night. So we did see several unders go
What do
down.
you take out of Northern Arizona shooting? All of a sudden, this team is like shooting lights out, like over 50%. When you look at their last few games, 50, 49, 51, had a one off night there, 41, 53, 52. This team suddenly started to shoot the basketball.
Well, that's the impressive thing, right? When you go into the tournament and can turn up your shooting, right? When usually you head to these neutral sites, and that's not the case. So, whether or not NAU's caught lightning in a bottle, I wouldn't be so sure of that. I do like their chances for success. Cone is hot. He was hot last night with those 28 points, and I'm thinking that that's how NAU is able to keep up. Just a stellar night. They're playing out of their minds, and could continue that here, but I think that they would, in turn, probably still give it up on the other end, trading basket for basket, even in a situation where you would expect the teams to be laboring at this point. Remember, NAU's a 12-win team. That kind of transcends fatigue a little bit. But hopefully, hey, I'm pulling for the Lumberjacks. I'm one of those guys. Let's ruin the dance. And let's bring the. I don't want to. Ugly steps. That's couldn't say that. Let's just put him in the dance. Let's go, Lumberjacks.
All right, Ramon here looking at the underdog. Yeah, well, looking at the over in this one, of course, this is a very sharp book in Vegas, one of the sharpest books. This is where all the sharps are hanging out right now, probably where they hang out. There's one of three books, 2 to 3 books. I'll just say Win. You have Circa, you have Westgate. Those are the three sharpest. This line is from one of the sharpest books in Vegas, and you're going to notice that it's obviously it's going to be a lot different than some of the recreational books out there. So the over is the play, and you can see the sharps are pounding that one in Vegas in the sharp books right now down to 134.5. And that's how it looks. Here, Ramon here over 134.5, 135.5. Do your line shopping. This one will start tonight, 11:30 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for tonight's action. Of course, lots going on today over at Tony'sPicks.com as we have a lot of content up there tonight. A lot of NBA. We got hockey as well. So all these college basketball tournaments here. What do you have going on over at the site? We see great results here. 4,676 units of profit last 30 days documented.
Yeah, I couldn't get too cute with making packages for each individual sport. I ended up on even numbers for the most part. So I'm offering right now. I've got a couple of college games coming up. I put them in a 7 pack for $35 over at Tony'sPicks.com. Get 2 games in college ball, 4 games in the NBA, and 1 in the NHL. Just a 3 game card tonight in the NHL. So I've got a 7 pack. $35 up right now over at Tony'sPicks.com. And once those 2 games drop off the board, those are games that start here, in about 90 minutes or so, maybe even 2 hours. Yeah, I think they're 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific starts. We'll go down to a 5 pack. The games 4 NBA and 1 NHL game in a 5 pack for $30 tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com. Still waiting for some information on some of these NCAA conference tournament games. I will be in action in a few more. Coming off a pretty strong day yesterday, 10-5 overall. Tony also will be involved in the World Baseball Classic. I split my plays last night. We had a winner with in the first game, if you will. We had a winner with the Netherlands against Cuba.
Wow,
Looked
nice.
like yeah, 2 upsets so far, Tony, to update everybody. If they missed it because of the late night, one game was at basically uh, late evening. One group of games is going to come to you kind of in the prime time window, at least in the West Coast. Late night out east, usually around 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific for the first group of games. We'll go 1, 2, and then they'll come back again in the real early morning hours. You can watch baseball and breakfast on the East Coast. You can watch baseball in the middle of the night on the West Coast until they get narrowed down and the pool plays over. But 2 upsets so far, Tony. It was the Netherlands getting it done against Cuba. Cuba has a potent team, but they have an older team. They are able for the first time to put major league players on their roster. But most of the best Cuban players were actually left off the roster. Luis Robert, he was on the team certainly, but you have some old veterans on there. Some their power hitters were Cespedes and Despaigne, guys who are well past their. But they're not. They're out of the game, obviously. So basically a veteran roster of some Cuban players, and the Netherlands had an attractive roster of guys like Bogarts, even Andrelton Simmons, who isn't in the league right now, still has enough to participate in this tournament for the Netherlands. And then Panama, they had the shocker also stunning the home team in one of the pools anyway, Taipei. Taipei, big crowd, rowdy crowd, great crowd, but Panama comes in there with pretty much a major league bullpen, and they were able to beat them pretty handily. Scored double-digit runs against Taipei. So Panama, they rolled through qualifying. They're one of the just 4 teams that had to go through a qualifying bracket, and they're on a roll right now with a long winning streak. They beat some impressive teams that usually have some pretty good success in Central and South America. So good run right now for Panama to get the tournament rolling. So everyone, if you missed it, just didn't know it was actually starting World Baseball Classic underway. And I might be in action pretty much every night with a game or two. We're usually going to run game sets right now in the pool play, 2 games early, 2 games late. So there's some opportunity there. And you can roll down and check out the rosters. Some of the teams don't have anybody. Great Britain's really up against it, but Italy comes in. They're kind of scattered with some younger major league talent a little bit. So just a different hodgepodge of teams. Not necessarily all star teams, certainly, unless you're talking about United States, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Japan, the teams you might expect, but. Taipei came in there with all the stars that I don't know. Some of us remember from the Chinese Professional Baseball League from the pandemic, not the Korean League, but the CPBL, the ones that played on the island, and their power hitters were really stymied for the first 6 or 7 innings until the game was out of hand. They scored some runs. So World Baseball Classic, just want to update everybody on that. So yeah, pick up my packages over at Tony'sPicks.com tonight. In basketball, just a 3-game card. In hockey, like I said, but there you see it, 7-pack. $35 or the 5-pack for $30 can get your bankroll started tonight. And we'll have more college basketball later, as well as I finalize one more package for the college card tonight. Really like the college card. Coming off a day 10-5 yesterday, 10 wins yesterday here on the website to keep the roll going. Let's just call it like it is.
That's right. Keith rolling with Ramon here. You see the great results here over the past 30 days. 4,676 units of profit last 30 days. That's all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. And tonight, as Ramon was saying, we've got a multi-sport 5-pack NBA and hockey on that 5-pack. Also a 7-pack up there as well, of course, from Ramon. And, of course, the long-term passes this time of the year, great to check them out. You want to do something quick here for a 3-day pass, do that. Get off Ramon's place for the next 3 days. That's tournament coverage here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's the bulk of the games as the card starts to thin out Saturday and Sunday. So the 3-day pass is a really good value right now. Because it's not going to be a usual weekend. There'll be a lot of great games here on Saturday, Sunday, but the volume is heavy here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 3-day pass, or if you prefer the full tournament coverage, that 30-day All Sports Pass to get you all of the tournament coverage here from Ramon. 1 month he's in action here from, of course, college basketball, the entire tournament, as well as the minor tournaments, of course, NHL, NBA, and the first week of baseball. You get a good 9 to 10 days of baseball coverage with that 1 month pass. Also, Ramon's in action with UFC as well. A big UFC cards he's had success with. Does a podcast in UFC. He knows the product is very well. So that's another benefit there of that 30-day pass. Remember, the long-term passes include late steam plays, which are plays that cappers put in within 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. Usually those are not attached to a 1-day pass because they don't have a lot of shelf life. But if you have a long-term pass, you'll get those emailed directly. Huge benefit there with the late steam this time of the year, as we're getting. Of course, we get the teams are playing every day, right? We're getting short rest here, so the information comes in. You get a good tip on a game based on your research, and boom, you'll fire in. And if you're a long-term subscriber, that late steam is emailed right to your inbox. Great time to do it. All right, Ramon, put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. Also, we can find content from you over on our website with some embedded video, and of course, we can find the morning steam as well as the Discord's happening as well.
Yeah, so check it out. Hopefully my play made it up there on the social media. If not, you can check it out in my embedded video or today on the Tony's Picks website, Tony'sPicks.com. The game is between Texas San Antonio and Rice. So you got a free winner up there, video to check out, another free play if you're looking for more action from me before you, take the plunge. I don't know what you're waiting for. But also I got another one, the leaderboard video, Tony, where I talk about, myself a little bit, but also Tony T. He's on top right there with me on the handicapper leaderboard, and some others as well, including Ben Hott of late, you mentioned, as well as Nick and Tim as well. So talked about those guys a little bit and just how they're doing. And look at that video there with me, but Hot Handicappers from Tony's website. We got a little thumbnail there, so that's the one you click on, and you get the video from me, not only talking about who's doing well, but also you get that preview video with a pick from one of the games today. So please check it out at Tony'sPicks.com. That one also is on the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel as well. So check it out. Another free winner for you. I've been doing pretty well on those videos. Gives you another arsenal. Tonight's game comes to you from the MEAC between Delaware State and North Carolina Central. Let's not forget about some of those conferences competing this weekend. So please join us tomorrow for our Thursday edition of the Morning Steam at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, 8 Mindy time tomorrow as we have our final show of the week. We'll preview the action from Thursday. Doing pretty well on our Morning Steam picks. You see it there. We're profitable for the year with our crew. It's me, it's Mindy, and it's everyone in the chat, including some of the folks you might be seeing here. If you got the full screen chat on, we hang out. Everyone gets their picks. It's not just Mindy and I. Tony, you can follow a hot handicapper from our crew if you just are in there every day. You know who's been kind of hot, and they'll have picks, and you can kind of tail some of them if you'd like as well. But make sure you just check us out. Hey, if you don't watch it live, be one of our viewers that watches it on delay. We always are excited about our current little run of record-setting live viewers, but really the show itself gets viewed usually 5 or 6 more times than that overall. So thank those viewers as well, maybe even more so, because we know that they outnumber our live views, believe it or not. So the Morning Steam, Mindy Hahn and I, Saturdays through Thursdays, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, every NBA game, every NHL game, select college games, whatever college game you'd like, go in the Discord, tell Mindy, hey, I want to see this game, and we'll put it up there for you on the next day's show. If you come in and at the last minute and, hey, preview the game in 5 minutes, and Tony's got a video where say, hey, so we got a video up there, and it doesn't do us much good to put something with a little bit of shelf life. It's a little bit more laborious than it might be worth, but we've got them almost all covered here on the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel, especially now they're whittling down the teams. Going to be down to our field of 68 here very, very soon, and we'll have a lot of fun next week for sure with tournament madness here at Tony'sPicks.com. Plenty of winners coming. Just take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot, as I like to say, Tony.
That's right. See who's hot on the leaderboard. Here's the Discord, guys. So make sure you get join in the sportsman discussion and more picks from our community as well as the cappers there. Of course, click the link in the live chat to get over there, and I also put the live chat on a replay, so our replay viewers can see that as well in there as well. We got to remember to do that on the morning stream show to get that live chat archived.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So we'll get that rolling there. So guys, check it out there, and of course, as we mentioned here, more picks here from Ramon over on the site on their homepage, and as far as he takes care of our leaderboard update video as well, so you'll be able to catch that up there every day on just clicking our premium picks tab, and you will get there and find it there. Just hitting the premium picks tab, that'll be our live leaderboard. Ramon Scott, our free pick from Ramon Scott every day, and we are working on getting more thumbnails on all our videos. We'll have one on game day picks. I got the one from Morning Steam, but I don't want to be a ball hog. They put my big picture up there. I said, no, put Ramon and Mindy's big picture up there because they do the show. Don't put my picture on that one. So we got a Morning Steam thumbnail done already. I'm taking care of all the art on the site. I just decided that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it. So we're going to have I don't want to be the ball hog here with my picture on every thumbnail, especially when Ramon and Mindy are doing the Morning Steam. But anyway, yeah, we'll have that one done probably tonight, tomorrow. I'll get it to Ramon so we can update it every day. So yeah, we got lots. So we'll have that up there looking nice with our thumbnail designs. You guys, shout out to our art department and our video editing staff for getting all this work done. And the communication has been great. So happy with all that. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Continue the great success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thank you. See you then.
You got Ramon Scott here on